I'm not sure, yeah, but
We can go check it out.
let's see. It wasn't recorded.
It wasn't?
I'm just kidding.
Oh.
Hi everyone, ENGLISHERA here, and I hope your day is going swimmingly. We have a very special guest right here, Camille Hanson.
Hello.
Today we're going to ask Camille about her language learning tips, how we can be very good at learning English, how we can easily pick up the language, what's her inspiration to learn languages. It's not just one or two languages, but more than that. So yeah, we're so excited to hear from you, Camille. So could you please tell us about yourself?
Yes, thank you so much for having me. So my name is Camille. I'm an online English teacher. I write books, I create courses, and while doing that, I travel the world. So I'm currently here in Turkey with Janet.
Yeah.
And my family. I have 3 children, and I speak a few languages. So I learned, obviously, English is my native language. I was born and raised in the United States, and then I learned Spanish, Portuguese, French, Italian, and now I'm learning Turkish.
Wow.
Hardest
How many
one.
languages?
Turkish will be the 6th.
6 language. Imagine that, 6 languages.
Yes.
Yeah. It's actually like fascinating how you can remember the words in those languages. It might be mixed up, right?
I sometimes, the language that I'm studying, so right now I'm studying Turkish, and sometimes if I jump on a French call with one of my friends, I'll be saying Turkish words, usually the easy ones, like I'll be saying evet, like yes.
Yeah.
Or things like that, tamam, okay, and they'll be like, what? I'm like, oh no, that's not French.
Yeah. It's normal to mix them up.
Yes, I think so. I think so. And then somehow your brain learns to separate the languages.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like creating more brains for each language.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
That. Yes.
Exactly.
So what's your like inspiration to learn languages?
Yeah, I just sort of fell in love with language learning. And once I realized I can do this, once you learn how to learn a language, it's possible to learn any language. It takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of discipline, but once you learn how, you can just keep learning languages. And I found that it's so cool when I'm traveling to be able to speak to people in all of these languages. I feel like I connect to them. It's a lot of fun, and it's fun to surprise people because being from the US, not that many people learn languages, and I just love it. So I hope to learn 10 languages in my lifetime.
So Turkish is your 6th?
Yeah.
Like that. What would be the next after that?
I'm not sure. There's so many amazing languages. I want to learn them all, but obviously I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you like interested to learn languages that are like with characters?
Yes, actually I am. I think maybe I'll try an Asian language next.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Why not?
Yes. But it's kind of challenging because you learn languages that are from Latin origin.
Yes.
Right? So it's kind of easy to learn them, but for like Asian languages, it's quite difficult, I think.
So different. I think so. Just
different.
like Turkish is so different and a lot harder for me. It's taking me longer than I thought. And I think I need like 3 years of studying to really be able to speak.
Exactly. How do you have that motivation or driving force to keep going? Because some language learners, they get stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
And they leave their work like half-baked and then they quit.
Yeah.
So how do you find that motivation?
Yeah, I think it's a lot about the mindset and passion that I have for language learning, but there are days when I want to quit and I'm like, I can't learn this, it's too difficult. But then I go back to my why, the reason that I started learning the language. Sometimes I take a break, sometimes I just switch it up and do something completely different. And something that's really helped me find motivation in all of the languages I've learned has been the people that I've met. So I've just met some amazing people and they become like a language partner and I do phone calls with them. And that's something that really motivates me. Also, seeing my progress is motivating.
Yeah.
It's hard to see progress from today to tomorrow, but if I look back, when I first started learning Turkish 9 months ago, I just knew how to say hello. And now I'm able to have basic conversations with people.
Wow.
And that's progress, and that is motivating for me.
Yeah.
And then I just remind myself, like, you can do it. It's so much of it is in the mindset. I'm like, no, you can do it. You can do it, Camille. Just keep going.
Yeah, exactly. Having language partners really helps.
Yes.
Tracking your progress. You used to use basic words. Now you're getting there. Like, it's really helpful because sometimes when you see yourself like, I'm just using the same words, I feel like I'm not improving anymore, and then you start quitting. And I think also, like, you have to know why you are learning that language.
So important.
Yes.
Yeah. Because I think there'll be times that you just want to quit. You want to give up.
Yeah.
So just go back to your why. Why are you learning the language? What benefit will it give you? Will you get a better job? Will you have an opportunity to meet new people? Will you be able to go abroad?
Yeah.
Will you be able to date somebody in a different from a different culture? You know, just like list out those things and always try to keep it fun. Don't worry about making mistakes. Don't worry if you mess up a million times like I do. I think the more mistakes that you make, the faster you'll learn.
Yeah.
So mess up a lot and you'll learn quicker.
Right. We learn from our mistakes.
Yeah.
Exactly. So what are your tips on how to start learning a language, how to maintain and keep track of your like learning process like that?
Yeah. So I always start with basic things, simple things, and a notebook. I write down as many things as I can in my notebook. And I use an app called Pimsleur, which starts from the very beginning and kind of builds up. And then I also use YouTube. I use so many YouTube videos. I do little lessons on Duolingo. And then as I progress, I introduce new things. Link is an amazing app, LinkQ. Steve Kaufman app is amazing for beginners.
Yeah.
And then you just keep progressing. The way I maintain the languages I've learned, because I don't necessarily advance in them. I reach like a solid B2 level, and then I start learning a new one because my goal is to be able to be conversational. My goal isn't to be able to work in these languages. It's for fun. I really learn them for fun. And so then I just have usually made friends that speak those languages, and I have phone calls with my friends. So that's how I maintain previous languages I've learned.
You really have to get that target language that you want to learn and then try to make something out of that, like day by day. Do you like practice every day, by the way?
Not every language, but whatever language I'm currently studying, I practice every day. For Turkish, I actually had a private tutor 2 hours a day for 6 weeks while here in Turkey, and I think that really helped me a lot as well.
Yeah. Learning the basics, how to greet people.
Yeah. It's so good to invest in your language learning journey. Like, I've never regretted buying material for learning a language or investing in a good tutor. I think those things can really help.
Exactly. Some learners, they want to be fluent in that language. They want to be conversational in that language. But they don't have opportunity to go to that country to practice the language.
Yeah.
That's what you do. You travel, you practice your Spanish in Spain, Turkish here in Turkey. But for most learners, they don't have the ability to kind of interact with the natives.
Yeah.
So how could they improve their language skills while they're just at home or with their family?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
So I actually learned French without going to any French-speaking countries, but I made French friends online. I feel like nowadays it's so easy with so many platforms to meet people. It takes a little bit of work to find a good language partner, somebody that you connect with, somebody that you enjoy. But if you can't find somebody on apps like I use Tandem or Hello Talk, you can always pay a tutor, somebody to speak with you as well, or just make whatever language you're learning your world. So if you're learning English, start thinking in English, even a little bit, just the few words that you know. Practice out loud with yourself, immerse yourself, turn on podcasts, turn on YouTube videos, things that are interesting to you, because then you don't realize you're learning. In the very beginning, it's going to be hard because you don't know anything at all. So it's going to be a slower journey, but you can really get there, I believe, like books, anything that's interesting to you, make it your world as much as possible.
Exactly. Like that. Your interests
Yes.
Yes, because if you like just ask yourself to push yourself to learn a language, even if it's not your interest, it will not motivate you.
Yeah, totally.
Exactly.
Or like I get so excited when I go into a bookstore, and sometimes I buy books that are just way too advanced for my level, and then I never read them. So find something that's at the level that's a little bit challenging for you, but not too challenging that you will never use it.
Wow. Yeah. So those are really great tips, Camille. Thank you so much for sharing those, because they're really helpful. There are lots of English learners who are struggling learning English and staying motivated along the way. So those are really helpful. Thank you so much. And we would love to know what your projects are, what you do, and you can promote your channels.
Yes, so I teach English on Facebook now because of Janet. I started uploading videos there. Learn English with Camille. On YouTube, Learn English with Camille. On Instagram, at Camille Hanson. And then I write books, real life English dialogue books, short story books. I have a pronunciation book. I create courses to help you with your English journey. And being a language learner myself, I like to create interesting resources that will really help motivate you and help you along in your journey. So yeah, you can find me at all of those places, and hopefully I can be a part of your language learning journey.
Yeah, so we're gonna add the link of her pages and her books. They are really, really helpful to language learners, especially if you guys have just started learning a language. She has like books that can help you to practice reading, listening, and having like real life dialogues.
Yes.
She wrote herself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Words that I use. I actually have a real life dialogue book where there's 110 dialogues, and it's read by 26 native English speakers. So you hear so many different accents. And then there's over 200 idioms, I think 230. And I wrote a companion guide explaining what all of those idioms mean. And it's real life. Like, they're so easy to write because it's how we would speak. It's not something maybe that you'll learn about in a textbook. You would hear it in a series and movies and things like that. And so I love learning in real life context.
Yeah, we're gonna add again those links in the comments or in the description, and you can check those out. They're really, really good books. So thank you so much, Camille, for we are so glad to have you here in our page. And yes, don't forget to follow Camille on Facebook, Instagram, on YouTube, and TikTok. Right?
Yes,
you're
TikTok
on TikTok too.
Yes.
And yes, we'll see each other again soon in our next video. Take care.
Thank
Bye.
you. Happy learning.